Sonam, thank you so much for joining me on ETimes. I must thank you much more than, I really don't know what to say because you started off by coming first on ETimes a few days back,
Yes.
though that was a telephonic interview.
Yes.
And you agreed to do your first on video also with us.
Yeah.
I'm really overwhelmed.
Thank you so much. I feel I'm so excited. I've dressed up like a bride who's coming back to her sasural. And it's been 30 long years, and I'm nervous but excited and happy. And this was long overdue for me. And yeah, so I would just like to say that, I have so much love to give, and I've been deprived of love a lot in my life. So I want to receive a lot of love from everybody. And yeah, I want to be in a happy space. I am in a happy space. I want to be in a better space now. And by working, I think that space, that void will, get filled.
Now, viewers are seeing you after 30 years.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around the bush. Let me ask you straight up the first thing, because when you talk about Sonam, whether you agree or not, the first thing that comes to mind is the bikini scene with Rishi Kapoor in Vijay.
Yes.
So let's ask you the very first thing as, how comfortable were you in that scene?
I was as comfortable as a 14-year-old would be in a bikini in front of a camera. So yes, I was a little uncomfortable, but everybody made me feel so wanted, and everybody was very supportive. Rishi ji, Yash Chopra ji, the late Yash Chopra ji, the late Rishi Kapoor ji, kind of feeling sad saying, that they are no more, but I have very good memories of them. And yes, uncomfortable I was, but I managed.
तो ऐसा आपने बोला नहीं यश जी को कि सीन हटा सकते हैं क्या?
नहीं, कभी नहीं. कभी नहीं. I have grown up on his movies, and I just did exactly what he told me to do.
So I must tell the viewers here that I'm not going to repeat any question that you already answered in the previous interview. So this is going to be as fresh as it can be.
Yeah, sure.
Now I want to ask you, you said in the previous interview that it was Rishi Kapoor who introduced you to Yash Chopra.
See,
how did he know you?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I went to Feroz Khan Sahab for a screen test, and he took that screen test, but that particular movie which he took the screen test for got shelved, and he was making another movie. So I was going to a producer on his sets. I don't remember the name of the producer, unfortunately, but I did meet Rishi ji there by chance, and he saw me and he said, "Why you want to work in this movie? Yash ji is starting a movie. I will talk to him. You go and show him your screen test." And that's how I met Yash ji, because of Rishi Kapoor ji.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's rather interesting.
Yes.
And then
Yash ji saw my screen test, took a very short photo session.
Yeah.
And while the photo session was happening, he told me, "You're on. You don't have a big role, so I will not put you under a contract. Sign as many movies as you can." And that was it. Once Yash Chopra ji signed me, I signed 30 movies in a span of like 6 months. And some movies I completed while I was giving up work on when I was 17, and I was quitting movies and getting married. So I had so many movies to do, and I was like doing 2 shifts a day, 3 shifts a day. So yeah, it was very interesting. Like I said, I owe my career to Rishi Kapoor sahab.
Achha, so let me ask it this way. So, but that movie which you're talking about,
Yeah.
with Feroz Khan is Yalgar.
Yeah, was Yalgar, but he made Dayaman instead. And he told me.
Before Yalgar.
Yeah, he told me. My real name is Bakhtavar Khan. So he said, "एक तो अपना नाम मत बदलना बहुत अच्छा है." And he said that मैं आपको इस picture में नहीं ले सकता हूँ, because whoever the lead is of the role, the lead hero of the role is much elder than you, or much older than you, and it's not going to suit you. So that's what it was. He made Yalgar actually years later, after I was married and I had kids. My son.
But he could have offered you Amla's role.
He didn't, because in those days he explained it to me very sweetly, that once you play a sister, you will be given only sisters roles. And I think Amla was a very well established actress already in the South, so it didn't matter to her. But as a newcomer, for me, it would have not been good. Then I would be offered only, you know, sister roles or daughter roles. That's what Feroz Khan Saab felt. So I took his advice, and like I said, then I met Rishi ji by chance, and I took the screen test to Yash ji.
And you went with that same name, Bakhtavar, to Yash Chopra.
Bakhtavar Khan. He says, "ये तो डाकू का नाम लगता है, नाम बदलना पड़ेगा for it." And that's when he said that we will call you Sonam. I said, okay. And interesting fact is that Bakhtavar means the fortunate one, and so does Sonam. So
it is in sync.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You lost out on another important film, if I'm not wrong. That was Aina.
Yes, he had offered me Aina before I got married. Yeah.
After Vijay.
Yeah.
It was Amrita Singh's role.
Yes. It was, he was making the movie after Tridev was released, and he offered me the role. And he was also actually, he told me that, you know, don't get married, you have a very good career ahead. But I won't force you, you know, it's your personal life. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got married, rest is history, it's alright.
You were uncomfortable in the bikini in Vijay, but you repeated one in Aakhri Adalat.
Yes.
Were you comfortable by then?
Yeah, I was comfortable. I didn't think too much. I was too young to think anything. You know, 14-year-old, 15-year-old at that time was very different from the teenagers we have today, you know. I had just one goal in mind. I had to support my parents, and nothing else mattered to me, you know. I mean, I never asked my parents how much I'm earning, or, you know, where are they spending the money, or what are the investments going on. Nothing ever.
Acha, completely.
Absolutely. Not because I was good or I was a good daughter or something, which I hope I was, but it never crossed my mind, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, tell me, but there was one scene, Sonam, which you were distinctly uncomfortable in, as far as I recall, and I had read about it.
Yeah.
That was in Pelaj Nilani's movie.
Yeah, Meteor Sonam.
Yeah.
I was
Could you tell us about that, and why didn't you tell him that I don't want to do it?
Again, I didn't want to argue with anyone. I was uncomfortable, but I was made to understand that it is essential for the movie, because I was playing a college girl who's moonlighting as a prostitute in the night. And I'm very grateful to Pelaj Nilani Saab, you know, for offering me a role which nobody, you know, offered me. And it was a learning experience, basically, you know, with him, yeah. And of course, Chunky Pandey, who I did a lot of movies with, another great guy.
But you halted the shoot, if I...
Yes, I halted the shoot. I started crying in my room. Then my aunt came, then the director came, and then Nilani Saab came. They explained it to me, made me eat a chocolate or something. And then I said, okay, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, you told us producers used to...
Everybody was so nice to me.
Give you chocolates and all.
Yeah, everybody.
You still have a sweet tooth for chocolates?
Oh yes, and how?
You know, chocolates reminds me...
My favorite used to be 5-star, and now my favorite is like milk chocolate. Indian milk chocolate.
Chocolates reminds me of weight. They say that, you know, better not eat them too much, else you'll gain weight.
Yeah.
Now, something of that sort was happening with you also in the last 2-3 years.
Yes.
You were put on nearly 30 kg.
Yeah, I have lost like 28 kgs in about a year's time.
But 30 kg आपने put on कैसे किया? ऐसा क्या था?
अभी अगर पता होता तो put on नहीं करती
नहीं, but फिर भी 30 is like you come to know and you start.
नहीं पता चला, ध्यान ही नहीं दिया अपने ऊपर. Once you start putting on weight, it is a vicious circle, you know. The more you look at yourself, the more depressed you get, and the more depressed you get, the more you eat. It's like a black hole. It just goes on and on and on and on. And then one day I said, enough is enough. Bhatto, I mean Sonam. Bhatto is my pet name.
Yeah.
So I said, enough. Start eating healthy. So I started eating healthy. And I call it my chabu diet. Because I was a chabu. And then
there were no crash diets and you just...
No. I changed my lifestyle completely. I walked. It was during lockdown. I have a small house in Ooty, so near the nature. And I walked and I looked at the animals. I found a very different kind of spiritualism, and I became a vegetarian, and yeah, it was nice.
Moving on to your interaction with Amitabh Bachchan and Shashi Kapoor. You did a film where both of them were together.
And Rishi ji, Ajuba.
In Ajuba.
Yeah. I remember Shashiji looking at me when I had gone to meet him. I think it was Filmistan Studio, and he looked at me and he said, "Haan, ye Shehzadi lagegi." And he casted me immediately in the movie. And he was a wonderful man to work with. I don't have words to express actually, you know. Everybody was nice to me. I have no hard feelings with anyone.
And your interaction with Amit ji?
Amit ji was very professional and, you know, always on time, and there'll never be another Amitabh Bachchan. So even if I got to work with him in the same frame, even if it was for 5 seconds, I consider that to be a big honor.
So who was the most punctual that time? Was it Mr. Bachchan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So कभी ऐसा हुआ वो already आ गए और आप उसके बाद late पहुँचे दौड़ते दौड़ते?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And who used to arrive late on the sets?
I'm not taking names. Even I used to come sometimes late. It's okay.
You mastered the art of giving interviews again very quickly, though this is your first on video.
You think so? Yeah?
So, you know, I also feel that you didn't attend too many parties in those days.
No, I was. I
was not around in journalism, but I used to read the film glossies.
Yeah.
And like few pictures were there, but it's not like every party mein aap the. Like,
I used to go home and be with my parents. Yeah. My father used to call up the studio, shooting pack up ho gaya, so in 20 minutes I had to come back home.
Acha.
Yeah.
And your aunt accompanied you?
Not always. Either it would be my grandmother, it would be my mother or my aunt. It would always be that way. Yeah.
उन दिनों में ऐसे बहुत था ना कि मम्मी और आंटी सेट पे चलेगी.
Oh yes. Yeah. All of them had it. I was not the only one. Yeah, all of them.
कभी आपको ऐसे लगा कुछ घबराहट हुई?
No.
You were intimidated or?
Never. Everybody made me feel very comfortable. Govinda ji used to hold my hand and teach me how to dance.
Wow.
Yeah. He was that helpful. And Chunky Pandya and I, we both had 2 left feet, so it didn't matter.
Okay. So you're not telling us who came late, but who was the best dancer?
Oh my God, that's a very difficult question. Rishi Kapoor ji.
Okay.
Mithunda. Govinda ji, I mean, yeah.
एक select करो यार.
Yeah. All of them. I can't differentiate. They had their own style.
Who was the biggest introvert? It was very difficult to talk to him. It was very difficult to approach him.
No one.
No one?
No one.
Okay.
No one. Everybody was approachable. Of course, that time there was no social media and the entire situation has changed, you know. But
नहीं मैं बोल रहा हूँ set पर मतलब.
No one.
The biggest prankster?
Sanjay Dutt.
Oh. That's interesting.
I'm very grateful to all of them, you know. They all worked with me. They were all established actors. And Sanjay Dutt, Govinda ji, Chunky Pandey also, and Rishi Kapoor ji. They were all, Mithun Chakrabarti, they were all such established stars, and they didn't think twice before they casted me. And I never, and without any malified intention, I mean, just out of pure heart, you know. I'm very grateful to all my male heroes of that time, and directors, and to a certain extent even actresses. You get inspiration from them.
Like who?
There were many.
Divya Bharti was a close friend of yours.
Yeah, Divya was, we were close because she was doing Vishwatma and it was her first movie. And she was a very beautiful soul. And I had the fortune to, you know, I had the, or rather good luck or whatever you may call it, that I got to know her and closely. And we were friends for a while. But then, you know, people, you know, their lives changed. I got married, I got pregnant, I had a kid. And she moved on in life, so.
तो इतनी दोस्ती थी कि घर पर आई तो फोन पर बातें होंगी.
हाँ.
अच्छा, beyond the set भी.
Yeah, even on the sets. I mean, Divya Bharti was, what can I say? She'll always remain an enigma.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said Sanju was the biggest prankster.
Yes.
One prank you remember?
I do, but I don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
No.
It's a prank after all.
I remember Chunky used to keep only one cigarette in his cigarette box.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever went to ask him for a cigarette, he would say, I have only one cigarette. So one day on the set, suddenly everybody was getting these 555s, you know, to smoke. So even Chunky came and said, give me also. That was Sanju Baba distributing. बाद में पता चला उसकी डिक्की से निकाल के चंकी पांडे जी की डिक्की से निकाल के वो सारे सिगरेट
बांट रहा था
पूरे सेट में जी
फिर चंकी को पता चला
या इट वाज लाइक द वर्ल्ड इज एंडिंग
बड़ा गया सा चंकी
ना इट वाज ऑल टेकन इन वेरी गुड लाइट एंड जस्ट
yeah, but Chunky is a damn cool guy.
Like I said
Very
in the
cool,
interview with you,
great sense of humor.
I regret that I've not stayed in touch with anybody in the movie industry, and I'm so happy.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah,
and I'm so happy that my co-stars, they're also doing well, and so are their children now. You know, and I feel really good for all of them.
So if I remember correctly, your first movie was the remake of Beta.
Yeah, it was a Telugu movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell this to
Yes, Ji.
Yash Ji.
Let's just say I forgot to tell him. Yeah. And it was...
and he was upset.
Slightly upset. He said, now, you don't do anything without telling me. I said, okay. I will tell you and I'll inform you. And I had lied to him about my age also. That was the second lie I told him.
Oh God.
He thought I was 18. But in actuality, when I met him, I was 13 and a half. And we decided to go to Switzerland. He decided to go to Switzerland for a shoot. So I didn't have a passport. So he said that you go, get your school leaving certificate and what other, education, maybe college or whatever. So I said, no, I'm a school dropout. So he says, okay, go and get your school leaving certificate. We need it for the passport and all that. So I got the school leaving certificate. I gave it to him and I just sat quietly. He was like, oh! You were 13 and a half, 14? I said, yes, I lied. He was like, I don't know what to do with you. In fact, he got worried. He says, you're so young. I don't even know whether I should cast you or not.
And then, what did you say?
Then all is history. Yeah. Then I don't remember. But he was too kind. That's all I can say.
Okay, who was the most good-looking guy at that time, according to you?
Sanjay Dutt. Yeah.
Were you attracted to any co-actor?
That's a very tricky question. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You want me to rewind 30 years back?
Well, you're expecting me to rewind. I'd rather not rewind. Keep it a secret.
Okay. So you were attracted, but you're not telling us.
No. Okay, it was Salman Khan. But I never got a chance to work with him.
But he offered you Baghi. He told you do it.
Let's not talk about it. It's alright.
Yeah. I think that's the movie you really, when you sit back and or put your head on the pillow, ये मैंने क्यों नहीं किया, ये करना चाहिए था.
ठीक है ना, जो किस्मत में था वो हुआ. ठीक है.
But there's a good journey ahead. Trust me, there's a good journey ahead.
Thank you.
People are watching you. People are watching this interview, and many people are very happy that you are all set to return.
Thank you so much. I hope that comes true. I'm getting a lot of love on Instagram. And though I don't have many followers because I'm handling my own handle at this given time. And when I'm talking to you and whatever I'm writing on Instagram right now comes from my heart. What pictures I'm posting are coming from my heart. I have no professional help whatsoever in anything. And they're all pictures after I lost the weight. I'm not sharing fat pictures with you.
Okay, tell me 3 movies of your time or even before you or after you. The best ones जो आपको सबसे ज़्यादा पसंद है.
मुगले आज़म.
1.
Sholay. 2.
In that order?
Yes. And 3rd, Silsila.
Okay. So you are a big fan of Dilip Kumar?
Oh yes, Dilip sir and Madhubala ji also.
Sonam, let me ask you one more question.
Hmm.
कभी भी आपको ऐसे लगा during these 30 years or especially when you put on weight, you were losing weight, that I should do something to my face, maybe have Botox done?
Okay, this is 100% natural. I
Yeah.
have not done anything except I put a face pack every week, which I have to just put on for 10 minutes. I don't judge people who do Botox. I cannot do Botox for the time being. I don't think so. Never say never, but I'm very scared of needles. And secondly, this may sound very cliched, but I wear my lines with pride. They come with experience, they come with happiness, they come with some losses, and that's how life is. One should move on. And me, just me, I just believe that a line always tells you a story.
And they come with wisdom.
Yes, and experience.
Yeah.
So no Botox, nothing. All natural.
So thank you, Sonam. Thank you so much for this lovely
Thank you so much.
interview. And you're doing it at your house.
Yes.
It's really very nice on your part to have called ETimes.
I'm grateful to ETimes and thank you very much once again.